Good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to our continuing live coverage from the 2016 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. We are live at the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. My name is Sean Joyce, Susan Lang with me.
Good morning and welcome, curling fans.
And Carey Tarasoff running the control panel to my left. Got a full slate of games on this morning and another full day after 6 draws yesterday. Draw 1 this morning, we're going to feature the game on sheet 5 between Rachel Homan and Mark Nichols, and they will be facing off against Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson. The Carey Hodgson team, we did one of their games yesterday and caught the tail end of one of theirs. They come into this game with a 1-2 record, but they played much better than that. And Rachel and Mark, 3-0. We're already seeing in all 4 pools some teams starting to separate themselves. And for Chelsea and Colin, they need to bring them back a little bit.
Well, and not only bring the Homan Nichols twosome back here, it is try to keep themselves in the playoff race. I would suggest that 2 losses is a lot. Thirds, you start to get very, very nervous. So the Carey Hodgson duo looking to even up their record, and they have picked a very difficult team to do this against.
Yeah, in the past at these events, 4-3 a lot of times is going to be a tiebreaker. But right now, through day 1, everybody's played 3 games, 10 teams sitting at 3-0. You start to wonder if 3 losses might be too many.
That's right. I think you certainly you don't want to be looking so far ahead. It's just one game at a time out here. But for those teams that are at 2 losses, it's already getting dire, and you've got to have a big day today to still be in the hunt there tomorrow on the last day of round robin.
And I guess that's one of the interesting things about the format here. You play the round robin pools, but then you get into a 12-team playoff where it's single elimination. So you've actually got both types of draws in play at one time. You're playing the round robin first, where you don't really know how many losses you can afford, and then you get into a single elimination at the end. I guess for every team here, they just want to make sure they get to that round of 12, and then they'll take their chances from there.
That's for sure. First things first, but again, the huge incentive of winning the pool outright means that you only start out in the 8th. 3 wins necessary then to win the Canadian title, but 4 wins is what's required if you just qualify as 2nd or 3rd place in your pool. So a big day, that's a long streak to keep to win a title, but it has happened. And so it's, say there's an incentive to win the pool, and we know that's what's going to be driving this Homan Nichols team today.
Yeah, they'd certainly like to take the shorter route. Well, the draw to the button has been completed, and so teams are just setting up now for the first end. You can see them positioning the stone at the back of the forefoot. So,
and as you mentioned, Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson, they have played very well. And Chelsea had a shot to win yesterday against the Murphy team, and it looked like it picked about 6 feet out of her hand. It was the shot to win, and all of a sudden the Murphys get a steal, and that turned that hopefully not their fortunes around for them, but said the record does not indicate their level of play and how well they've performed out here. Yeah,
well, such a disastrous pick as well. I mean, she had the shot to win, but even the worst case scenario, if she doesn't make it to win, she probably gets an extra end out of that shot. And when it picked, she got nothing out of it. So
yep, we're there.
It went from maybe a win to at least an extra end to nothing in the course of about 10 feet.
So we're really excited about this matchup this morning. Certainly for those folks that watch curling on TV, we've got 4 names and teams that these curlers play for that are some of the top in the country, if not in the world.
Could you hear me or no?
And
you couldn't hear me?
No. All 4 have outstanding curling skills. Now it's a test to see how well they work as a duo.
Well, we had some mic issues yesterday, and we hear Rachel asking Mark whether or not he could hear. He couldn't, but we could, and that's things are already looking up today.
So that was Rachel Homan with the first shot, and just that little bounce off over to the back corner of the forefoot. And as we saw yesterday after watching 6 games, that can be a shot that can get you into trouble early in the end.
You can afford the bump. Lots of teams made the bump if you got the line to get close to the nose. It's the ones that don't quite get the curl, and that's what's happened there.
Really light. Take it. Okay.
So Chelsea Carey not able to follow down Rachel Homan's shot.
Sorry.
These two, this is going to be really interesting. We've talked a few times about the dynamics that go on the ice with this format. There are only 4 players. There aren't a lot of people to talk to out there. So we have noticed a lot of chit-chat amongst the opposition, amongst all 4 people,
Weight's real good.
in between ends and even during in between shots. But Chelsea and Rachel are pretty fierce competitors out there. So I'm anxious to watch the sideshow here also to see what goes on when both these players are in their full game mode.
Well, yeah, you're right. They're fierce competitors, but the other side of it is they're not strangers. They play each other a lot. It'll be the same thing with Colin and Mark. I expect is that they see each other at a lot of these bonspiels, so they're familiar with each other.
Well, I would certainly place both Colin and Mark in sort of the more congenial half of the players out there. It's just natural for them. And the men do play differently. They're always a little bit more social or kibitzing on the ice anyways, as compared to the women's game. We do tend to be far more serious out there. So
No, you can't.
aside from watching all the fabulous shot making I'm sure we're going to see today, there's always a few extra things to watch for and keep an eye on.
Well, I'm not going to speak to the men-women issue on that. I think I'll speak to the skips issue, though. I think, and that might be the case with Rachel and Chelsea, because we don't have anybody to talk to. We get a bad rap for being antisocial. The other 3 players are always at the other end.
I know, it's a lonely job being a skip.
Yeah.
Light's okay. Line only.
So both these
Light's
teams
okay.
opting for the female curlers here to shoot rocks 1 and 5, and the men are throwing the 3 rocks
We're
up
bumping.
the middle. So 5 thrown stones here each end.
Go. Yes, go. Bounce it.
Well, as the day went on yesterday, we found that all the teams that we were
Felt
covering
like
were
the
getting
same
better and
weight,
better
and
with the
that's really
weight.
like-
And
Going us, like,
interesting
down.
here so far, everybody's just a little bit off on the draw weight so far this morning. Colin Hodgson can see just the inside of that rock and would like to get to nose at least.
Colin is the only lead out on the ice here. This is one of the aspects of the game that we've talked about is all of a sudden he's got a wide range of shot selections that he gets to play as compared to the standard 2 or 3 shots that a lead normally gets in a game. So it's brought a lot of players
Is this your last one? I got one
taking
more.
this game from a different angle, in the sense that now you're involved in every shot call, the strategy, as well as playing a wide variety of shots.
Throw a guard, hey? Come and release this.
Well, crashes the guard on that one, but that's probably the better miss. It was the one that we didn't see a lot yesterday. Tended to miss wide teams when they were playing the hits.
I actually
Getting
prefer
that
to
guard out of the
probably
way
bump
opens
it
up
as
for 'em.
opposed to straight freeze.
Yeah, release that.
Yeah, and leave it a little high. Just so that yellow's gone on the next one.
I like the guard.
Yeah, I like the guard. Try to guard. Like, bite the line, hey?
Now this is a new duo that has been formed. Mark Nichols replacing John Morris for Rachel's partner, but they've clearly picked up the communication part very quickly yesterday, getting off to that 3-0 start.
Wade's good.
Not a bad substitute.
It should get there, Rachel.
Okay, just let me know.
Easy, it's real tight. Whoa. No. No. Whoa!
Okay.
It's not bad.
Didn't quite get to the line, but
They were playing the guard, came in a lot tighter than what they would have liked, but it does cover the
Good,
stone.
even if you run it into the yellow, though. Oh, no, it's open then. They've got to play that. Unless we nose double. Is that bad? They guard, then you got to make it in
And then
off.
I have to make it.
So I might as well try now.
Yeah.
So looking at the in-off
Probably
double
in-turn.
from the side.
Yeah, I think
Assume
so.
it's going to go dead straight.
Yeah.
We're trying to nut the one on the button, right?
Yeah.
The other's okay, too.
Yep. Thin's okay.
Now, there's a couple of ways this could work out for them. They're talking about going directly over to the red stone on the left-hand side of center as we look at it, the one on the button. But he's a little thin on the contact on the first one. He could come onto his own stone first and then still spill into that rock. Might be able to kill both redstones in the 4-foot area and sit 3 that way, although he may well be behind the tee line with both of them.
Again, we talk about we've got an experienced skip holding the broom, but when you've got players of different positions, Chelsea's opted to stay in the house for this line call. But this is her job as a regular curler.
This is close. Comes across, does get that contact on his own, but moves the yellow on. Just spins too far to be sitting 2. It's just 1 for now.
Not even.
I think it'll overcurl.
Yeah. You like the tap?
I gotta move it a foot. Even if I'm open, it jams.
Yep. I don't mind it.
Still, it comes through that hole.
Yep. I'm fine with that.
I guess if it's wide open.
Oh, you can hit it thin all day. I think straight tap. Just tap it right to the side of the button.
Yeah, for sure. Really quick here?
Yep, it's good speed. Same as your draw.
The draw might be there, but we don't know the weight or the line. Across the center.
Yeah, it's whichever one you like, Rachel. I'm fine with both.
This is the only line I've seen.
If you want it to play through the hole, I just use your brush. I like this shot.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's T-line weight.
I think edge of 8, eh?
Okay, so they discussed a couple of shots. I think
Collins
they're going to end
went
up playing
fairly
it as a
straight
tap.
when he was throwing a draw.
I just
Like a
admire
little tap.
Mark's
Yep.
support in the call.
Say backing.
Line's good.
Backing.
Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gotta make it curl.
Wait for some curl here. This
Gotta
hasn't
make it
started
curl
to move
really
yet.
hard.
That's right, Rachel, with a lot more rotation. Playing so many games on arena ice, you need to have that.
Well, and they had to throw bigger weight for the tap, and we saw this yesterday. As soon as she picked up that weight a little bit, they really straightened out. He said back 8. She had back 8, maybe at most back 12, but ran a lot straighter than what they expected.
Tap it for 2, right?
Yeah.
Just straight draw.
So
Could
the
throw it into
opportunity
hole, but
here
it gets pretty
to
tough.
start with a nice 2-ender.
The out should be fine.
Chance
You
to
probably
get
missed
2,
the
but
guard by
it's
3-4
not an
inches
easy
and you
deuce.
should be able to
No,
finish
there's
it
no
in.
easy way to
Not sure whether
get
whether
there
they're
in
going
this.
with a wide
Think about
draw.
weight.
That's right, the
Sorry?
early stage
Think
of
about
this
weight.
game.
3 feet heavier?
Probably.
I expect she's playing the wide out turn.
At the end, it's slide path though, so like the middle is just where it might grab.
Yeah.
So 3 to 5.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Are you taking edge?
Sorry?
Just outside of edge 8? or-
Yeah, I think I gotta go outside edge to get there.
Okay.
So a couple of things at play for them here. This is wider than
Heavy
they've gone
now,
so
but
far in the
should be
game.
good.
Line's fine. Room.
Line only.
Close.
Line only.
Oh. Oh. Curl, 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 curl. Oh, no, no, no.
Well, this
Can't.
is starting to curl nice. I think she's got a pretty good one here.
Well,
Well, they had to talk about that one. They were a little uncertain of the
Oh,
ice
well
and the
done.
weight going out that wide, but puts it right on the tee line, picks up her deuce.
that was a really terrific shot. First end, you know you've got different
Third weight.
speeds out there, and Chelsea,
Yeah.
Chelsea
middle
made
ground
no
at the end,
mistake
it's
there.
really
That
good.
was
Yeah.
said that was much more difficult than what it looked.
Yeah, especially since the guard had been moved, it was about a foot off the center line. So you have to go wider than you have to go very often in this format to get around it. And you heard the discussion. They were guessing a little bit at the weight in that wider path, and obviously they were bang on with what to expect.
But again, it's so nice to have ice that you can go out that far and still hope to get to the 4 foot. So excellent ice here at the Saskatoon Utana Curling Club. So many times you're on club ice and you put the broom out there and you're lucky if you can get to the middle of the 8 foot. So when you can get curl like that,
Should be fast
then
here.
all the shots are available to
Same
you.
as draw the button. Yep.
So one draw to the button, turn right around, hop in the hack, and let's put another rock on the button.
Yeah, you talked about it yesterday. We had a
Think it's a little
situation, I
light.
can't remember who it was, but they just missed
All
a
right, let's
shot,
get two back
and then
here.
they had to get right back in the hacks and throw it again, and you talked about the mental aspect to that. Well, this is a nice mental aspect. You just drew to the 4-foot, and now you get to do it again.
That's right. So, you know, when you throw that last rock as a skip, well, at least you've got 10 minutes before you throw your next one. You've got a couple minutes, you can go pout about it, and then you can get back into game mode. But here you're back in the hack in 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and you have to really be able to flip a switch on a miss. Because we have seen time and time and time again how important these first two shots in this game are.
Yeah,
That's one of
room,
the few that we've seen thrown in front of the tee line. I like that spot. She's got that just nibbling the front of the button, and
We're all there.
it's dead
all
buried.
there.
Because the tendency is, you know, you have to bump it you'd like to be able to bump it 2 feet, so you bring your weight up 3 feet, and if you're not careful, it will not curl enough and bump off.
That's exactly what just happened there with Rachel Stone. Ran a little straighter now. That wasn't a big bump either, but enough to roll open, leave a pocket.
And still keep the Carey Hodgson rock there above the tee line on.
Still mostly behind cover as well. I didn't get too many breaks out of that little tap.
Wait only. Last room. Yeah, you can curl.
Well, it's a great education for skips. Not that you don't appreciate your lead by any stretch, but we all know how important leads are. But now all of a sudden the skip gets a chance of throwing that first rock and setting up the end or not setting up the end.
Sure.
So a lot of tables get turned here in this mixed doubles game.
Well, a bit of a straighter Stone there. Colin wanting to know if he threw it okay. Again, his weight's not bad. Taps that from the outside, and an opportunity now for Mark Nichols.
Well, that has
Weight's
been
good.
one sort of quirk that we've seen sheets 4 and 5, the two that we primarily cover, is one side will
Hard,
curl
hard,
a little bit more than
hard.
the other.
Hard. All the way, go. Good. Perfect. 80.
Makes the tap, gets the rollover on top.
Sets up a nice angle.
Really fast.
Well, I didn't
Oh,
think
yeah.
I threw that heavy.
That's crazy.
Even this one, I didn't think I threw it that heavy.
So morning
Would've been
ice
nice
is
to
usually
leave
pretty
that
slick,
over a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
especially when you've just played
Trying to miss ours.
coming off of last night where they would have had 5 and 6 games on the ice. It does tend to get a little heavier as the day goes on, so making these adjustments to really
I
quick
think that one
ice.
caught Mark by surprise. They were looking to move that rock, no doubt, but I don't think he expected to kill it. And Colin again, another Stone not curling for him.
But
Yeah,
again,
right on the side of that yellow.
back 8-foot weight.
Great weight if he gets
Yeah.
the line,
Even
just
today is
didn't
not
curl enough
terrible.
for him.
Okay. At least the yellow's hard to get at right now. That's good. For now.
So if you do want to throw that weight, you do have to wiggle that broom in a couple of inches. You can make that shot, but you can't make both with the same broom. You have to match up your weight and your broom exactly.
This is kind of a race here between the two teams to get the good angle on the Stone and the button first. Whoever gets it is going to be in a strong position.
Wait only. Whoa. Stop. Gotta finish here. Easy. Whoa.
And they might have overcooked that one a little bit early too, and again, doesn't quite get the
think
line
we're
they were
missing a
looking for at
rock.
the end.
Are we?
No, there's 3 down there.
No, we're good.
Still having trouble. It's not just us, it's the players as well, trying to remember who's got how many rocks to throw.
Yeah.
Shoot.
They do try their best to make it easy for the players to remember. You can see the black marks on the handle. Those are the dead stones. They have been marked, so they do know which 5 are live.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
threw one of my rocks, that's why.
I did?
Yeah.
How? This is the 2 I threw.
And again, makes the bump.
This is the two I
Didn't get
threw.
to the inside, but
Yeah, all my
left
rocks
himself
are
at a
here.
pretty good angle.
I get
It's my shot, right?
Okay.
Or is it?
Anyways.
You want one more?
Throws it hard enough, then 3 will go. So you should kill 2 of his reds. Yeah. Pretty good.
Intern?
Sure. Just a feather low, eh?
He can make the run back. This is a great angle to look at it. He's looking to hit it, come across the face just a little bit, drive it onto the red. May double both those yellows out of the top 4 foot.
Well, and when you've got 3 players that are well known for their big hit, sharp shooting, run back part of the game, that's what sort of terrifies these players as these rocks build into the rings, that they can all go at once.
Well, didn't hit that
Oh,
on
that
the
was
side they were looking for.
That was a double hit. The red one that's just biting on the back 4 foot looked like it was going to go out, but got bonked by the yellow that was spinning out and actually stayed in play.
Sure, really good. I was 2-8
Like,
last.
it's pretty easy if you make contact.
Yeah.
But through that here is great too. She's got that for 3. It's either or. Whatever you want to throw.
One more look at that. He needed to hit it just that much on the other side, then he would have caught the other side of that red and driven it into the pocket of the yellows.
And what I thought was that the one red rock was going to go out until the one yellow
Yeah.
kicked it back into that back 8 foot, kicked the red back into the back 8 foot one and saved it.
Maybe an inch.
And has left a guard out there too, and this is the situation Colin and Chelsea were just looking at. There's all kinds of good results out of this short little run back. She can make the run double if she hits it right on the nose. If she's just a little on the inside, still probably could get the double, and her shooter might roll under cover.
And Chelsea on her out-turn hits like this, I would say this is probably the strongest shot in her bailiwick of extraordinarily good shots. This is right up her wheelhouse.
Well, if she could ever just, if it was me, I'd love to just make the straight back double sit right there. She'd have 2 rocks, both biting the 4 foot. You might force Rachel to the wide in-turn draw.
Oh, no.
This is going to have to curl though. Well, I think it stayed far enough that she really can't get at the back one. She's still probably going to have to throw that in-turn draw.
Sorry.
Well, there's room on the out-turn.
And I think that back yellow that's out of play is so far back, they don't have to worry about any
I think it's
repercussions on the double.
So might as well take our 1.
Sorry?
Shot, perfect.
And there's a situation. It hasn't come up a lot. We've discussed it up here,
We
but
haven't
they
drawn on this side yet.
had to ask the other team what happens to the blank end.
Sorry?
Play the nose double.
Sure.
Good throw. You did. You just took a curl out of A. Just slid a sliver tight, and you got it right to the board.
Yeah, but I didn't hard set it. Like I just
So they've opted for the double. It might just be, again, that fact that in order to play the in-turn draw, she has to go a little wider than they play a lot, or she's playing a tight port.
This will float hard. I'm
And,
going to let it go half on the inside.
It's not like Rachel has trouble throwing hits either.
Because even if for 1, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, no.
Has to get to the nose, though. Hits this anywhere on
It's
the
just
outside,
going
it
back
probably
the whole way.
jams.
So nicely done.
Manages to get them both out. Does pick up her single point.
Good shot, Rachel.
Thanks.
You said you may as well take the single because you're losing hammer anyways.
That's straight there.
Yeah, it definitely changes the mindset when you're trying to force. It's not the same as in a traditional game where in order to force you might have to sit 2.
Yeah.
Chelsea could have made the double and rolled out, and she still gets the force.
That's right.
Like on this side, center.
So Carey and Hodgson with a 2-1 lead and last rock now. They were able to take advantage in the first end.
So Rachel's Both of Rachel's first rocks have bounced off just that little bit that have given Carey and Hodgson the advantage. So we'll see if Rachel makes the adjustment here on this draw. Said the ice has been a little quicker than what they'd expected this morning.
Tons of room, Mark.
Gonna go.
It's getting better. Hard, hard, hard. Yep, keep going, keep going. You got it. Yep, yep, yep. Boy.
Great shot.
Yeah,
Sorry, a
made
little
perfectly.
Brings that into the top 4 foot.
Either or, I don't think it matters. What do you like?
Hard to tell who's shot, but I think that red's definitely in the better position right now. We haven't seen it a lot, but in a traditional game, you'd love to keep that stone in front of the tee line. It's 2 ends in a row we've seen it here, and it certainly changes the shot for the opposition.
You have to be very precise with your weight because, as we've seen time and time again, for those of you that have watched a few games with us already from yesterday, was as soon as you step your weight up that 3 feet just to give that little tap, if you haven't made that adjustment on your broom, you will go straight back to the 8 foot, 12 foot. And as we know, those rocks are not very helpful.
Yeah, picked. That was easily top 4. I thought we were bouncing. No, I think it just picked.
Okay.
Shouldn't curl there at all.
Not like that. Moved a lot.
Just give me a.
Okay, I'm
Still
thinking they
is
got
a-
a pick there, but it ended up in a pretty good spot. It's a usable
Certainly
stone
workable.
for them. Maybe more separation than they'd like, but the line is really good.
Line's good. Line's good, Mark. Whoa.
Weight's real good.
Heavy. It's really heavy.
I don't think so. It's not heavy. Go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Gets the nice line on that one, taps that yellow stone. No doubt now it's red sitting 2.
And for those of you that may be watching your first mixed doubles game, that was one of the enhancements that they brought in from previous rules or previous years of rules, where that back yellow rock that was placed in the back 4 foot used to be placed in the back button. One shot and you would be frozen on the button with the pinhole covered. This now takes 2 shots before you're covered, and it's really opened up the game and allowing a lot more possibilities. There's a
Clean
excellent,
things up a little
fabulous
bit
shot.
with the run back, and did that yellow one just hang for a bite, or was that?
It looks like it. Certainly worrisome.
Oh no,
Oh, it
that was
bounced off.
that was off the boards. I was trying to think of where that one could have come from. Probably came all the way across from the other side. These side dividers here that you may have seen a few rocks bounce off, and they come off very lively off those
Line's good.
side
You
boards.
got room. Looks light. Yep, keep going.
Pretty
hard,
high.
Hard. Keep going. Okay, well. That works.
Sit.
So again, a
so.
nice aggressive call here. They could have chosen the much more conservative shot to
You wanna run
hit
this?
the back
Then
yellow.
It's all or nothing. I think you just open
Yeah.
this up.
Well, stone in the corner of the button
I like the end again.
in any format is a pretty good
Probably
stone
give
to
me
try
right
to
where you
steal
wanna
with.
hit it, right?
I agree.
Now we're seeing a little bit more like traditional curling. They're looking just to open things up. The double peel is available and should be able to spin his shooter out of the way as well.
Sit, 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 sit.
Oh, hoping for the bit of
Oh,
a break
so
where they could have
that
caught
was-
rings with that, but
Jesus
just
Christ.
spins through.
And
Sorry.
that would have put a lot of different pressures on the Nichols Homan team.
We could guard it if you want. Just throw
Sure.
it.
A little tougher guard now with only
Yeah,
the shooter here to work as the guard. Before you had that little more comfort zone with a previous rock up front. You could see where Rachel considered trying to go for the 4th.
Hair tighter than your last, but you should be good.
It's just a little tighter.
Hey,
No, tighter. Real tight. Off.
be in.
No, I don't think so.
Guard on the wrong side.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's good, it's good. Yep, yep, yep.
It's in.
Yep.
Well, they didn't get quite the finish they were looking for on that one. You heard Rachel say it's on the wrong side. It's left room to remove that. If there's that much on the other side showing, they'd have to risk jamming on the yellow.
And if they'd even just got a touch of a bite, Chelsea might not be as anxious to play this shot to sit two. They probably would have played the hit, the double. But here they've got the opportunity to sit two.
Exactly the same line if anything.
Colin actually asked about it. The thing is, if that slides in, you could play the double. You don't have to. You could have played just the hit and roll over. You'd sit second and third. That can put some extra pressure on the
But then they've got that niggling little biter there that could come back to haunt later on.
Great
So
shot
really
there. Nice
nice
line
shot.
call. Gets the hit. Rolls over a little bit. Might be a double and the roll available here. It's as much weight as Rachel can throw. If she makes the double, she'll of course have the opportunity for the force.
I suppose when I hit the broom. When I try and throw like.
You think touching the line it'll curl?
I think I'm going to be able to hold it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, did she ever go in out on that throw?
Needs nose to get the double. Gets just a little bit inside the nose. Does make the double and rolls behind cover.
I think so. Yeah. Good shot.
That was outstanding.
For me?
Yeah, any kind of double, she was going to get the force just because of the way the format works. But to get the little roll like that,
I think I can't sweep it if it's edge 8. But
there's a chance for the steal here. This is draw to the button is never a gimme shot. There's always, but it's a little tougher with only one sweeper.
So you can cross the button. Yeah. Same speed. It's pretty good here. Yeah.
Now we've seen already with Colin, even with the slider, he is able to switch sides. So with the new directional sweeping that's been out this year, as long as you can get to either side, maybe not quite as bad having only one sweeper, but still needs a good chunk of the button here.
Line's a little tight, if anything. Line's good, line's good. Yeah, line.
Well, this is
Wow.
picked.
There we go. It's going to bump them in for two.
Could end up being two.
Jeez.
That's an unfortunate break.
Chelsea Carey has been very unfortunate over these opening 2 days with rocks picking on her, and
Try to take a few inches less. I think
that's going to cost them a steal of two.
Just to get out to the straight fastball.
Yeah, once you get inside, it's so hard. We were worried, like, even on yours, your tap, like, that move made a move too. When you were able to hold it. Just because you had
More weight.
But again, Chelsea said she was tight when she came out, and that just took away any chance for Colin to try to save that shot. They're talking about how they feel there are two different speeds out there based on how wide you go out.
It slowed down like crazy too. I thought there's plenty of weight if she gets out to if it gets out to at least mid-8.
Yes.
Or out here.
Well, it does cost them a deuce, but they still do have last rock, and they were able to generate their deuce in the first end.
Outstanding shot by Rachel Homan to, as you said, not only get the double, but to get that roll underneath and put that force on.
I like that.
Go ahead. Hey.
But we had seen Chelsea Carey's first draw in the first end where she drew for two, and she had gone out to probably about the middle of the 12-foot to get that rock over to the side button for her second point there, and a very tough draw, and likely needed to get out to that same spot. And she said herself she came tight, and we saw the difference here. This ice is you have to hit your broom, and you have to have the right weight that matches that broom.
Sorry. A little weight on
Doesn't really matter either or.
Well, Rachel worried she was a little light there, but again, brings that right into the top of the button.
Okay.
Should still be light in here.
Dead nose freeze is good too.
Yeah.
So here we go. You've just missed, in fact, bumped the opposition in for an extra point, and now you're back in the hack. And
A little quiet, I think.
this is great practice on your mental rebound skills.
Well, if you're going to be a skip in curling, if you've never raised the opposition in for point, you haven't played enough games yet. So it should be easy enough to park this and just go about throwing the next stone.
There's no curl there. Right to it.
Yeah.
That's the tightest I've been straight across your ears. It's that straight there.
I think that lines up now.
That's very
That
nice.
ran so nice
Well
compared
done
to the
by
last draw. What?
Chelsea.
Would have loved to have a little bit different angle than tap, but the key is they got that stone behind the tee line.
I'll throw the 3.
This way?
Okay.
With the angle that they'd like to leave on this red-yellow, if they're trying to freeze here, it's just easier to get there from the in-turn.
Make sure it's here. Yep. Hard line.
We're there.
Okay, well, clean it. Yep. Hard.
Little
Whoa,
bump.
whoa, whoa, you're by.
Bumping.
Okay.
Just a little bump. Oh, easy, easy, easy. That's good.
Over curled it.
Yeah, over-curled the line they were looking for sure.
Sucks.
Hey.
Over curled
It's
it.
over curled a little.
Nose.
Hey.
Well, there we go. I did not know that was your middle name.
It's not good. I over curled it. Sorry. Nice throw.
Last time I checked, it wasn't.
You were saying hard for line, and then you decided you wanted to
The
take it
difficulty I was having yesterday with a couple of people's names, if I start to call you Russ, it's not my fault now.
Well, sooner or later, you're going to have to call somebody Hugh.
Oh, breaking up all that logjam there on the button.
I think that touched.
Okay, I'm gonna see.
I think it did. Like, I was sweeping that. So
wasn't watching it.
okay.
Right here.
I don't think that's the way they expected those to splash. They thought the one yellow would stay there, and it spun over to the 12-foot. So opportunity now
Getting
for
good at those. You're gonna have to become a second.
Homan and Nichols.
So again,
Those days
staying
are
on
long
the
over.
offense
Lead for
here,
life.
even without last rock.
Well, they've got shot rock in behind a guard. Granted, it is behind the tee line, but if you can weld onto your own here, probably takes 2 shots to get it out of there. And
Mark just threw this shot.
that's the one thing about this format. You only get to throw 5. You almost feel like you're running out of rocks before you throw the first one.
That's right.
Line's good. Hard line.
Weight's good.
Well then. No, it's over curling.
As long as we're okay with that.
Yep. It's great.
Probably forces another run back, but by leaving that much separation, if you make this run back good, you could double those reds out and probably sit 2.
Oh. Oh.
Little back on the
Little in,
release
out,
there.
yes,
Needs some
sure.
curl here.
Just ran back the whole way. Like for my, I should just throw interns at all those. You may have an art out with the other turn.
Oh, I wonder if Reed Carruthers is
I got
listening.
5-4, just like to throw that way, hey?
If Reed's listening, he won't be real happy with the comment Mark made. You don't tell my lead he should be playing second.
That's right.
Easy, easy. Whoa.
Weight's good. I think it'll get there. Oh, line's good, line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's tight.
Sit.
Well, continuing to put the pressure on.
Came a little tighter with that guard than they might have liked, though.
You got all of that one too, so.
But they don't have the comfort of running their own stone in on this one.
No, it won't be sitting 2 even if they make this, but
I don't know what it does out there.
I think if he hits it right, he could probably make all 3 of these fly.
I guess.
Well, he wanted the in-turn, they're throwing it. He's close. Just by the back one, but does get the top two out, and the shooter rolls off the center line.
Yeah, whatever you like.
That was a nice throw.
Even. Like,
Just see how
that's good.
the
Yeah, we
whole
gotta
rock
get a
line
piece
was straight
under,
the
eh?
whole way out. No lateral movement whatsoever.
Should go chalk for 1 or 2. Either an easy one for 1 or a hard one for 2. I don't think they can take them both way, can they?
Well, if you need to over curl.
Okay.
So I think the discussion here, they're going to try to bring this into the rings, maybe Christmas tree it as we call it, just get the edge under the guard
More than my last.
so they don't leave a double for 2. This is going to have to curl a long ways to get near that
I
guard.
think we leave it for a guard, Rach. Easy, easy. It's there. Off it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Sit.
You heard
Okay.
Mark thinking straight guard now just to avoid the double for 2. It's there.
Close, or you have to cross it? I think you have to cross it, right?
This way.
Yeah, if it's easier.
tough.
You could do it that way, but it's pretty tough. It's
Yeah,
easy,
I
easy
think
jam.
that's the way to make it.
Same,
Pretty much dead straight.
same as
Our
you saw
camera
before,
is
right?
located at the back line, so hard to tell if the back end of that rock is in, but by the sounds of that conversation, it must not be quite in, because they're thinking the easier way is to drive the red across the face of the rock in the rings, and that's so that the shooter can roll into the rings. The other one's a nose hit, and the shooter might not be in. Chelsea
Well-
Carey with her last stone here.
Right about now, if they get that second point in, that's a major bonus. Chelsea looking to score even the 1 point here on the double. Turn the momentum around in this second half of the game.
Yep. Whoa, oh!
Well, after some hard luck on her shot last end,
Too much.
this will be a big one to pick up, and this is still backing away from the line. Will make contact with the stone at the front, but drives it by that shot stone at the back of the button. It'll be another steal of 1. Rachel Homan and Mark Nichols will take a 4-2 lead into the break.
Look at you, sitting there eating crisps.
They're chips.
They're crisps, and that's a curling toonie, and you're missing it.
I'm watching it.
You should be there with your kin, feeling the cold of the ice, hearing the roar of the game, and drinking the cold, cold barley nectar.
You mean beer?
Barley nectar. Now get off your duff and live it live.
Curling Canada is home to the most celebrated series of curling championships the world has to offer. You've got to live it live.
2 months premature and a heart condition. One might say I was born to overcome challenges. I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now. I have my sights set on the Olympics, and I will push hard to get there.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, our game in the fourth end break, we're just going to quickly update all of the scores here in this draw number 7. Different pace here. We've got a few in the fourth, a few already in the fifth end. On sheet 1, John Epping and Lisa Weigel just finishing up the fourth end against Stephanie Lawton and Steve Laycock. It is Lawton and Laycock leading 2-1 there as they play the fourth. A score of 4 in the third end, and Jocelyn Peterman and Brett Glatt jump up to a 6-1 lead over Jim and Jalen Cotter. Brock Virtue and Jesse Kaufman had a chance for a double last night, possibly win a game or at least get an extra end, just went by, and seems to put a mean streak into them. They come out with an 8-0 lead so far on Team Northwest Territories. Laura Brown and Nick Kaser. Mark Dacey and Jennifer Baxter on sheet 4 with a 2-1 lead over Team Prince Edward Island. That's Kyle Holland and Sabrina Smith, and that game actually just finishing up the 4th end there as well. Sheet 6 all tied up as they played the 4th end. Laura Crocker and Jeff Walker have last rock there against Ashley Quick and Mike Armstrong. Bob and Jody Smallwood with a 5-3 lead at the break over Megan St. Amand and Chris Glabota. And the Murphys, Janet Murphy, Hugh Murphy, jumping out to a 7-0 lead over Sean and Katie Cottrell on sheet 8. And that game in the break now. Our team just about forgot to take a 4th end break. They've already positioned the stones, so we know that they're using the power play. They have everything all positioned and then realized, oh, wait a minute, it's the 4th end break. So
it's kind of funny. Earlier in the game, they'd lost track of whose rocks and how many they had to throw and all this type of thing. Now they're still back in sort of World Curling Tour Bonspiel mode where you play the 8 ends, but you just play it continuously. So, they were a good 2 minutes into the break setting up the power play, and neither Mark nor Colin knew that, we have to go back here, stop for the 4 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And everyone was having a good chuckle over that one. So again, even though they had the 3 games yesterday, there's still a lot to learn to adapt to make this game instinctive. So it's lots of different features and factors that we've pointed out that makes this different from 4-person curling.
And one of the reasons why it's so important for them to make sure they take that 4-minute break is the volunteers, in particular as it affects the game, the timekeeper. That's their chance to maybe make a run to the washroom or
go get a refill for their coffee.
I can definitely hold it straight. Like, throw hacks.
So Carey Tarasoff putting up some of the mixed doubles rules.
I think you're in the better stuff going this way.
I think one of the really interesting ones that it takes a lot to get used to is you cannot remove a rock from play until the 4th thrown stone. So for teams needing to generate multiple points, you need that 2 to tie or that 3 to win. You can put a rock in the rings and it is protected. You cannot have it removed. And that's where we see these 3-enders being generated. It's not because teams are missing. The rules don't allow you to take a rock out early in the end.
Great shot.
So Sean, I'll let you go to the description there of what we just saw on that power play setup.
An interesting, and of course the Homan team so well known for playing the tick shot on the center guard. We did see that shot a few times yesterday when teams are trying to use that power play for offensive purposes. The first shot they try in a couple of cases, or especially early yesterday, was to move the guard into the rings.
Just backing it up the one step, the power play is where the rocks are set off in a corner guard position as compared to the center guard. And different though, the rock in behind the corner guard is above the tee line, so it's in a much stronger position than a rock that is set up behind the tee line. So it's okay to lose your shooter because you haven't removed a rock from play. So now what teams are doing is they are opting to remove that corner guard by pumping it into the rings.
Well, and looking to move that back. With that extra little bit of weight, we see it go right by. It does stop for 3rd shot in the back of the 12-foot.
Straight freeze.
And again on ice that curls a lot from the outside in. It's been interesting watching where the players have put the broom for that sort of, for that basically angle raise into the rings and matching up the weight.
Right on the back line?
This is, button.
This is where that situation you were just talking about, though, Susan, with this just being the 3rd delivered stone at the end. You're in a great spot here if you could hit.
That's right.
But you can't.
For those of us used to the traditional curling, you're up 4-2. What on earth are you doing leaving a yellow rock in play?
Line's perfect.
Darn rules.
Can't tap it too much, Mark. Can't tap it too much.
It's not touching it.
So that was Rachel
shot.
just reminding Mark that he can't take that rock out of play. So
Yep.
he knew he was safe. He didn't have tap back weight on that.
And now everything's fair game from this point forward. They could hit anything they wanted to.
Line's good.
And by getting that perfect freeze that Mark just got, it virtually took that rock out of play anyways.
Okay, curl then. Yep.
Well, Colin trying to follow this one down and set himself. It was a ton of weight. Touches it over. Shooter will go through.
Even that's okay.
I kind of like throwing a bit of weight, like just normal. I was lucky.
My hack didn't move much.
Yeah.
Rachel has the advantage here over a lot of female skips, as her team's normal is about the same as Mark Nichols' normal. Usually a lot of the girls' teams just bring their weight down just a little bit for their normal, but not Rachel's team.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're as strong as throwers as anybody out there.
Looking for the nose hit, gets just a little bit of a roll to the outside. I'm not sure who's got second shot right now.
Is that ever good? Just bury an inter?
Here?
Needed to get mine frozen,
is that good
I guess.
or no? Yeah, you got lucky.
Never thought he could do that in my third shot.
I know.
We didn't hear any call yet as to who's got second, but just the way that Chelsea's calling this, I have to think it's the yellow one at the back, his second shot.
Yep, for line, yep. Yep. Yep, for line. Okay, line's good, line's good. Line's good. Yep. Shot.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Well, you can see almost a little high of that.
I think if I hit what I can see, I jam it.
Half.
A chance here now to maybe make the double on the yellows and remove all doubt as to who's got second shot.
That's right. So Mark, excuse me, Mark indicating that
What's this gonna do?
he's got more than enough
Yeah,
to hit.
He's not looking for the jam that he talked about. That jam would be bad.
Well, exactly.
Right on
So
the edge
he's
of the
saying
rock.
that just the opposite, that he's got more than enough room to make the slash.
Go ahead, go ahead.
What? Beauty.
Makes the double.
Sorry. No, it's okay.
One of many players out here at the Newtowner
together?
that just make that look so simple.
Wrong rock, Chelsea.
It's just all one smooth movement.
Nice throw.
Thanks. Okay.
It was on this week.
It was definitely.
So they got a lot of
I
rocks
just
flying
wanted
and
to
only
make it
two
look
people
good.
back there to catch him. Sounds like one of them ended up going into the hacks.
Well, and we have noticed that before. The Saskatchewan mixed doubles was played at the Tartan Curling Club in Regina, and they have no boards there. And there were some of those shots that were coming down, and six rocks are moving all over the place. That not only did you need help from everybody on your own sheet of ice, lots of times you needed help from people on the other sheet of ice to catch rocks and stop rocks.
Yeah, curl, curl, curl. There you go. Yep.
Shot, Haji.
Freeze.
Well, a bit of a break there for Colin in that he, having played that shot on his first one, he knew where he was going with the second one. Has to come a little bit deeper to get separation, otherwise this run back is too easy.
Freeze is probably going to still have a nose double for two.
It's probably as good as he could make that shot, really.
If you're ever, like if you don't get to nose, you can nose double for
This
two.
is gone, though.
Yeah.
Certainly on the men's tour, we see an awful lot of
I don't mind.
generating that second point by,
There's a lot of
dipping
stuff.
around a rock that's in the top 8 foot, going to the back 8
Here's
foot.
it faster. So
Really well executed here on that shot by Colin. There's Corey Diebert, one of our volunteer timers.
pretty buried.
So,
Not sure she's the one doing our sheet, but the time itself, not a factor. Both teams just around 12 minutes, and really you started with 22 minutes to play 8 ends. We're almost completed the 5th, so time certainly doesn't look like it's going to be an issue on our sheet.
These teams are so well trained to make quick decisions, communicate important information efficiently. They play under time clocks all year long. It's second nature. And we also notice that they will spend the extra time talking about the shot. Most of them are very quick in the hack once the decision's been made.
Well, they talked about the freeze, ended up playing the run back and jams it off the stone at the back, but enough to get it out, so sits 3. And once again, Chelsea Carey's going to have a difficult shot just to score. Got to catch a good piece of the button.
That was all your speaking.
Well done.
Forcing that out-turn draw that first end she made successfully. The third end, she just came a little tight by her own recollection and caught a different rock line. Ended up raising them in for 2.
I don't think you still got plenty of room.
At least the pressure's off on this one. She knows she can't raise them in for extra points.
Play it.
Still facing 3 here.
Edge 8, just outside.
Just outside, I think, yeah.
2 fine shots by Mark and Rachel to take away any hope here for this end for multiple points.
Speed's nice here.
Yeah.
Interesting that she's playing the intern here. The other draws she's played were all out.
I think it's there.
Room.
Maybe that spot got her spooked in the first from the third end.
That's right, and Colin just had 2 throws down here, so they're feeling much more comfortable with this rock line. Again, as you say, for the sight lines, though, it seems more natural to be throwing the out turn.
Well, and that was the shot she threw in the first and the third, so both going this same direction, and this one's going to have to curl. She's got nice weight, but I don't know if she's going to catch enough forefoot.
Who sweeps? I think it's just his own. Too much line.
Does not. It'll be another steal of 1. Rachel Homan, Mark Nichols now with a 5-2 lead.
Wow. Perfect weight, just too much ice or too much line.
Like, I thought that would be more fun.
Yeah.
I think it would stay with that.
I think just the differences in, release. Collins is just that little bit softer than Chelsea's. Chelsea's always had a very nice, crisp release.
Exactly what I said.
And again, perfect weight and just didn't quite come up. Mind you, that was the way to err if she'd overcrossed and come to the top one. It's a steal of 3.
Well, they're of course, when they play that end in the rules, it's still called the power play. The results that we've seen so far, there might be some teams thinking about declining the power play because it hasn't worked out too well. I think we heard Hugh Murphy talking about it in the one game that they played yesterday. The last time we used this, we gave up a steal of 2. Now, it did work out for them in that game. They actually managed to pick up 3, but they were, I think, one of the few that we've seen that it's come out to their advantage so far. Of course, everybody's still learning how they want to play all of these different scenarios. So the power play, probably the one they haven't, that nobody's really practiced a lot. You know you're going to play 6 ends the other way, and you have limited exposure to this format. So they worry more about the more traditional ends to this game.
Well, and it's a double combination of, it's one thing to play the power play, but did you give up the steal of 2 based on execution or based on the fact that your opposition took advantage of it and got you into trouble? So still lots of analysis that needs to happen here.
Weight's not there enough to stay off it.
I think I can probably throw you similar weight.
Maybe I'll try this side.
Just through it. Should be
pretty close, yeah.
here, right?
And you're out turn
They'll
too.
be about the same speed. They'll have some round.
We haven't had problems on other sheets, so.
Well, Rachel gets to that top forefoot again.
I
And
kinda
they're just
like it
wondering they
being
didn't get the curl this time. The last 2 she's made
You can come right here.
right to the top forefoot, dead buried. So this one has left an opportunity for Chelsea to get to the inside. This one's a long ways out there yet, too.
That's how you defend the power play.
Okay, line's good, line's good.
Our last end.
Line's good for
They
a
had the power
freeze.
play.
Straight.
We made them draw against 3.
So Mark Nichols chatting away with teammate beside him, Jeff Walker, who's playing on sheet 6. As I said, they're all talking strategy here and what to do with it.
It's a brand new game. to a lot of these players, and the tactic as to how you defend certain situations still being developed.
Well, their tactic was to make some really fine shots in the end. That slash double of Mark's and followed by Rachel's raise takeout.
Got lots of room, tons of room. Cannot bounce.
Weight's real good.
And not everybody getting the same line here. Chelsea's rock took forever to come over, but ended up in a really good spot. This one,
Line up.
gonna line up on the red.
I didn't realize we had that much line.
I think
Sorry.
they've left room to
I thought I heard
jam
no
that
for
double
line.
out.
I said tons of room, Ahoy.
Okay.
You're not going to center either.
These two?
I don't think there's any more curl over there. I think you get away from that side.
Chelsea looking at a little bit quieter weight. She can start to wiggle these around without losing the yellow at the back of the forefoot.
Topless for now.
Well, they're going to have to start to change the shots that Nichols and Homan are playing. I mean, so far they've just played right into their wheelhouses with the big doubles and runbacks. Rachel made a tremendous adjustment starting in the third end with her first shot by starting to come in top forefoot instead of that back forefoot weight. And since then, her hits have been outstanding. So they need to force their opposition into playing these mid-weight shots, just those fine little tap backs, and force them out of their absolute best shots that they've got.
Want to draw right here?
Well, the other thing that's
Pretty cold draw.
maybe
though.
important is
Come
getting
off
the
the
right
bars.
angle set up, and they've got a good start to this end. Nice shot there by Colin Hodgson. Wiggles those two reds over the corner of
If you
the
just missed this one, you might go
forefoot.
tick
There's
through.
double available on the reds, doesn't lose any of the
Yeah,
yellows.
you want to make sure you catch this though, eh?
Sort of the flip side
Or
of the
we
coin
play-
has
Oh,
been,
like that.
you're correct in that sense that
Call her timeout.
Carey and Hodgson have not
Timeout.
set up the angles as well as what Mark and Rachel
I
have
don't
done,
like your.
and
like,
they've been made to
I'm
pay.
gonna make that so good.
Well, you just hit
Well,
a
and you get
corner.
the angle set up good, and you've forced a decision.
Kinda like
They've
that
called a
shot yesterday.
timeout here.
It was real easy.
So this is fun to see the split screen opportunity here. We're seeing it from overhead and from the view from the hack.
I knew there's no way I could like slide
Like-
wide. No chance.
Yeah, I guess we could play it.
Do
Just
you want
worry.
to throw a draw in here? Just top four?
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Just touch this to there.
Like, try to miss this as much as we can.
Just touch it right there. So we're sitting here and here.
I think we want to get that out of the way. If I ever just feather it, we might leave him an in off, and then they're four buried. You know what I mean?
Let's get rid of the two then.
You like playing weight? Okay. What are we trying to hit?
Right there.
Third?
A third, yeah. Thirds
Okay.
or less.
I guess if I ever touch their yellow, it's not horrible.
No.
Okay.
You still get rid of the two.
Yeah.
Our shooter is gone.
Yeah.
But even if you just hit and roll, it's not terrible either.
Okay.
Just nudge this two out a bit and the double's there.
I'd like to get rid of it.
Okay.
So interesting playing off their own rock, seeing how it's more of a hazard than anything
Straight
in
here.
play right now.
You got a skinny in the top yellow.
It's those three buried yellows that are worrying them, and there's not a lot they can do about it right here. This might be the only shot they've got to remove one of them.
So it's certainly the most pressure we've seen.
This is all over the guard. That wasn't in the playbook at all.
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, Rachel.
Unless they were fooling us, but
Is that your second one?
that was
Yeah,
Oh,
I
like,
got
just about like he
got
could have
knocked.
thrown the other turn.
sliding tight and afraid to put it back.
Maybe
If you can weld
He
it,
is human.
He's guarding.
pretty good. If you can weld it.
well, you know, we've all been there. We saw it a few times yesterday.
No backing.
People that we don't always slide straight up the stick, and you heard him talk about there's two things that can usually happen with that. You don't have a lot of time between the time you come out of the hacks, realize you're not on the broom, and by the time you have to release. So there's two things that can happen. You either steer it, and then right after it realize you shouldn't have, and you heard him there say he was afraid to steer it.
Got room right now.
Yeah. Give me your broom.
It's just kind of a sick feeling when you slide out, you know you're offline, and you don't have really time to think about it.
On a draw, you've got about maybe 4 seconds from the back line to the hog line to make your correction. On those hits, you've got about 2 seconds.
Yep. Right up.
My finding with it has been it really doesn't matter what you do. It's the wrong thing.
Exactly.
If you steer it, it was wrong. If you don't, it was wrong. You just.
But it gets to a point, and this is one of the things that they train the absolute hardest on, is it's as that rock, as you're coming out of the hack, that rock has to be pushed exactly on your rock line. That's where your trouble starts. It's when you get out of the hack here, that if you haven't got your rock going straight out to the broom here, you have to make that adjustment. That's where the trouble is. You can't correct that. So you work hard, that laser beam goes in the middle of that rock, and you practice and practice and practice getting that rock straight out.
He's rocking the new one though on the inside.
Whoa, Mark, whoa. Clean.
And of course on the draw weights, it's a little easier to do that. It's on those big hit weights that the tendency is to push it up that center line.
Oh man.
Shot.
Brutal.
Wanted to get to the inside again and stays on the out. Does get the tap to shot rock.
Didn't think it would
And
curl.
jab it.
Just jam it there, yeah.
No, dead knows it. Kind of. Because this will be shot.
Shoots right
it
into
always
it.
goes into that no matter what.
Yeah.
Is this one shot?
That's pretty good line, no? They can't do anything with it, right?
Well, it's going back before it goes sideways, so it's going into this one first. So it should be side by side. I think this will be shot if he knows.
So one of the biggest opportunities so far in this game for the Yellowstones to
I think I knows it because then you have something to run in.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
not only count, but count multiple.
Just normal.
Yeah, I like that. Like there?
Even hit and roll this way is totally fine.
Yeah. This is okay.
I don't know if it is. If you roll that way, I don't think you're catching the back redstone, and you'll have it protected. I'm not sure you score if you roll in. I think you have to move that stone at the back of the forefoot.
Whoa.
Well, they've been close on a couple of these doubles, so you always feel like you're due.
Whoa.
Needs to hit this one right on the nose.
Yep. Hard.
And just about drives it by, and now
Great throw.
3 probably.
Really? You don't think it clips that out?
It might.
They at least left a
yeah.
clear line
It's a
for
good
the
spot
yellow
leave
to
it, but
be raised into that back red.
Well,
What's
and,
this
and that
for?
little
This is
wiggle
for-
over might leave enough
this
room
here
that
is
they could
for
wiggle it between those two
bundle.
for
Right?
Yeah, because they're going to
3
roll
or
off.
4.
It's for 4. They hit what they can see.
So right here?
Yeah. They can never hit enough to, if we're back here. Yeah, this is probably the
Right
call.
here, I guess. Make them try and feather it.
I think we want to be right to it.
Oh, but then it's a catcher for this one.
Oh, yeah.
I want that to roll off. I want to be higher. So anything that hits this rolls off.
You have to be
T-line?
careful playing this
And
come
if I
around.
take this,
You could leave the straight run
there,
back
it's not
for
terribly
5.
Change the angle. All they've got is that,
Or
and
we
it might roll out.
throw a guard.
She's got this for 2 or 3.
2's fine. I'm fine with giving up 2 right now. Let's make the draw.
Whatever you think.
No, make the draw. Just worried. Yeah. She might be able to smash it and wiggle it through,
That's,
right?
yeah, that's my other worry.
Again, so impressive and one of those
far up
acquired
here.
skill sets. You know, it's to do the
if
physical
I just
part
touch
of
the yellow,
throwing
it's not the
rocks
end of the
straight,
world.
throwing them
No.
hard, but how
If you're wide open on the
quickly
tee line, it's not
both
like
Mark and
if you're
Rachel
edge on edge
can
wide
see
open,
Here, I'm just taking
results.
all that here. So
Yeah.
where
you
rocks
stay
will be
weight up and
positioned
throwing?
and what they're leaving for the
What do you think?
opposition, and they make a game. That's another skill set. They make
Because I
it
think
look
it'll come
so
back.
simple,
You
but
can
how
go hard with
quickly
it and it'll still
they're
come
saying
back.
no. If we do this, then that's going to happen, and that'll leave them
curls
this.
here.
A little light.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
weight's good, weight's good.
I extended pretty good.
yeah.
Stay with it. It's out there. It's curling really hard. Leave it a guard.
Yeah.
Leave it a guard.
Well, I don't know.
Plan B here is this one
Guards, please,
really
don't
curled
bounce,
more
don't
than they
bounce,
expected
don't
it to.
It's pretty good.
Sit.
How'd that ever curl?
Okay.
Well, it guarded up the first
Well,
shot they're most
and caught them
concerned
quite
about.
by surprise
Nichols
because
started getting
early they were
back-
saying it
back
was way
to
out there,
back
then
eight.
it really came across.
I don't know if this one will ever come into play. Like, it has to go a little lower.
So then do you throw a little bit more weight?
No, because this one can't move. You just have to throw back line.
Okay.
Just play that for 2.
Yeah, make sure like to get 2 out of it, right?
For 1 for sure. So it's about 2/3, right? 3/4 to 2/3 to 3/4.
Quarters, yeah.
Half.
What they were looking at when they looked overhead at the line, they were trying to figure out how far they could move that red, and
Kind of wait. Kind of line.
Colin's view was they didn't think they could move it far enough to bring the top one into play, so they have to make sure they don't kill the back one, and that's why the weight's been selected. They just want to, they're basically going
Kinda
to
like
try
as far
to
inside
tap
as
the
eight.
yellow onto the
Yeah, I
red,
think so.
jam the red onto the red one behind it, and
think with that weight's
try to get
gonna
their
curl about
2
a foot.
that
I
way.
think it'll go a little bit, yeah.
Well, this is certainly going to be a turning point in this game. You're either back in it or you are really scrambling.
Back line.
Close. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go,
Still backing
Colin.
away from that center line. Needs some curl
Needs to
here.
curl a mile.
Gets the tap, comes in, does touch the red stone, and
It's going to
looks to be
close
at
for the-
least 2. I don't think that front one's close enough to even look at it.
Yeah. 2. Yeah. Pretty close.
Yeah, not going to call for the measurement,
Nice
so
shot.
does get her shot for 2 and closes to within a 5-4 game now.
I know. Yeah.
Nichols and Homan will have last rock
Oh,
here,
yeah,
and
remove that
we're into
five.
end number 7. They haven't used their power play yet. This might be their only chance.
No. I don't think you could.
We're going to use our.
I don't think I
What?
Because if he touched the
Haji.
line, it wasn't shot.
Yeah, no, I know. That's,
So.
but I'm not sure we could have hit it much different than we did.
And again, so here now is the more defensive reason.
We're going to use ours now.
Yeah, you make sure you keep the middle open. You're hoping you've got at least a shot for 1, and that would put you 2 up coming home. If you can generate a multiple score off it,
We're going to
you
use
might put
our,
this game
our
away now.
power play this time.
And one of the reasons you see this, of course, you know in a blank end, you lose the hammer. So if you don't score here, or if you do score here, you won't get a chance to use the power play. You may as well use it here. You certainly reduce the chance of a steal by playing it.
Oh. Whatever. I don't think the 1/8 of an inch really makes a difference.
Get it out in the deep end of the 12-foot as much as you can.
Center guard. Throw the end. It's a little bit truer.
And this is the other side of the tactic, of course, trailing. Carey and Hodgson can't look as much at trying to defend against the power play. They're going to throw the center guard and
Wanna play that
maybe
split
still
again?
try to set up the steal.
Like, depending on where
Sometimes
they are.
old school curling
Going to
still
the center
works.
guard.
If you need to steal, you put up the center guard. This one needs to put the brakes on.
It'll be tight center guard, but it is a center guard.
It'll be interesting to see if they go for the high
Back
center.
8.
Similar weight to
See how hard they go for this steal.
Well,
Tighter.
Yeah.
that's the weight they're talking about. I think they're going to play the tick on the center guard.
It's light, yeah, go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, especially if you can roll your shooter in on this. That's the hard part about going with these
Well.
tight centers. You
Hard.
Give
Really hard.
your opposition the chance to go on the offensive.
Big pressure here for
Really
Rachel
light,
with as many as your normal lead makes these. Doesn't look good on you if you if you don't miss the tick.
This one's going out of.
Go.
Might just hang in on the back line. I know. I was thinking the same thing too.
I guess.
Guard.
I just mean if I threw it a little harder, it would have stayed straighter, I would have got it better.
Sorry?
Guard.
Oh, do you want this?
Yeah, I don't
It
mind that.
depends.
Ends up tapping it a little bit thick, but it does stay in play.
You
So
can tap ours up if you want. You just on my line.
Guard the red.
not
at
not a bad result.
Oh, can you? Oh, great.
Chelsea's
he's
first
playing
thought
the
was to
guard.
come around.
You can play
Collins
the double tap the center.
asking him
off.
to throw the second guard, the really high guard. And
Yeah, those tap it in.
of course,
I know what you're saying.
Colin
Yeah, you will.
normally plays lead, so he throws this high guard a lot. That's the only position on the team that gets a lot of practice playing that shot.
Curls?
And strangely, we've seen how it is one of the
I think so.
shots that's least made out there.
And he brings that one a little tighter than they maybe would have liked.
And
Still, it looks like they're going to call the draw. This
want this?
this is the first stone where they would be available to throw the hit. I guess probably feeling though that the only guards are there. The center line's open, so the button's always going to be open. This is an offensive opportunity here. If you can get two or any more this end, you're in a real strong position coming home.
Weight's good.
Looks heavy. No. Tons of room. Gotta stop.
Sit, Rock. No reach. Sit.
Does not want to end up behind the tee line, and that's where it's going to stop.
That's not good. Yeah.
Well, a bit of an opening here now. Colin Hodgson can freeze onto this stone.
Line's good.
He'll almost be right on the pinhole and behind cover with another rock protecting him from the back.
Good. Room. Lots of room.
This one's going to have
Tons
to
of
curl.
Really needs to curl. Yep. Yep. Go. Go, 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 go.
I really died there. Jeez.
Just had
Are
to
we
wait too
shot?
long for that to
Yep.
get started. Once it
Play a
started to
double
curl, we
peel.
were able to bring it and tucked a corner. It's going to be difficult to remove, but not shot rock yet.
no, it's not perfect, but it's not as bad as what Mark did. He certainly left a rock that's workable and something that the Nichols Homan team is going to have to take care of. Oh.
Well, Mark looking for the double peel and
So
actually
he
manages to
took
run it
care
in
of it.
and takes care of everything in one shot.
Nice try.
Well, he had a couple of shots he needed to make up for.
I think it was interesting there that with throwing that kind of big weight, Rachel maybe asking for a little bit too much. Still thought maybe he could get up and sweep it, calling hard right out of his hand.
Yes.
It's one thing to get up and sweep your own
Sure
rocks.
throw, I
It's a little
think. Edge of
bit
four.
tougher to catch up with one of those
I think
to
last
get a
feel.
brush stroke in.
Well, if you could give bonus points, you would. That would have been a 5 out of 4 on the scorecard, but can't give bonus points, so you'd still only give it a 4. But Mark had a miss there in the 6th end that cost them a point and
Line's good.
came in deep on that first shot of that draw of his. So I guess he felt he needed to atone for a couple of mistakes and certainly took care of business on that shot.
Got room. Still room.
Looking for the come around here. Not worried about getting shot rock. They need a rock that
Yeah.
is going to sit there for a while.
Back line.
Just need back 12. Yeah, back
Oh,
line.
that's gone down a bit.
Yeah.
That intern really died. I thought
Just
we were
left a corner of
tapping
that
the log line.
exposed, and of course we know that there's plenty of finish here, but when you do start playing
If we
this
ever make
finesse
that
weight,
freeze,
this
it's
back
totally
weight,
different. Like, I
we've
just
talked
need to
about it
stop.
at length in this game. You really have to adjust the broom for it. It's not just a matter of a couple of inches
Whoa.
less ice. It curls dramatically less
Make
as
it
soon as you throw
curl.
about 6 to 8 feet more.
Oh, never mind. Just clean, Mark. Hard, hard, hard. Yeah, go hard. You can go all the way.
Lots of
Roll
room by the
hard,
guard,
roll hard.
but
Okay.
with that extra curl, if he gets
little
that
heavy
stone
on
out
it.
easy,
Okay.
Sorry.
Tap it right there.
She's got to make a
Got
good
the
one.
job done. Yeah.
She's got to make it perfect.
Here, you think?
Thinking just play for freeze in middle 8. Should be good.
Sweep it, just to bump it. Like, you don't want to bump it to free it if he taps it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she
dead
has to
lock,
move.
dead nose is pretty good too.
I don't think they're trying
Like-
to.
Okay.
I think they are.
That's what they call it.
Oh,
Just try and deadlock it and the end hit it a couple times.
speed feel okay you here?
Yeah, it was good speed.
so what they're looking for, just a little they just want to move that red stone back enough to leave the two reds even, form a pocket. They can sit in front of that. It certainly would be a difficult stone to remove. I'd be almost prepared to guess that they won't even try it. However, it is Rachel Homan, and she makes rocks go away even when you don't think it's possible. So she may be willing to give it a whirl.
Room.
And it would be a chance to put the game away right here.
Room, Colin. Needs to curl. Getting better. Still room.
This looks like pretty nice line coming in. She's got to have enough weight to move it that couple of inches at least.
Shot.
Oh, that's perfect.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think
It's going to be real hard
Pick
to
that
blast
clean?
it out. But, again,
If you want to. I'd like to make sure we score here. Actually, what do you prefer to have? Hammer? Or up
Is the
two?
score?
Do you think if you throw a rocket and nose it, do you think
I think
it
it's
just
going to
goes
jam
on
into
that?
that, yeah. Think I can get
Rachel's
it to go
first
or
thought was to try to clean pick it.
no? Risk getting out, I guess.
If you hit it a feather high, the same thing?
It's going.
You still think?
And the point to
I don't
Mark's
think-
question about you prefer to have the hammer. I mean, it's only a steal
You
of
have
one.
room
You'd
to
be
make
tied
that?
up with the hammer
Yeah,
coming home.
you can see how it plus the floor off.
Oh man. If you think it's
I
there,
can just squirt it out for one.
well, you can play a nose hit for one.
No, because it just jams.
What? It spins right off.
Maybe.
No, for sure. Nose hit is for one.
You think
I'm
it'll
thinking
clip
that-
and go over?
It might. I think a nose is the call.
Okay, let's do it then.
I think nose is for one for sure.
You
Like,
think a hair high maybe goes over? It might clip it.
Yes.
Okay.
but I think nose goes for one, like for fun.
So no major pressure on this shot in the
Used to
sense
play
that
with
there's no
Brad.
steal of two
Yeah.
here. So they can go for it. Worst case, they're tied with coming home.
He makes these
They're
for
trying
fun.
to find is some way to make these
Just a hair high, eh? So just off the line.
make a multiple
Just
count out
touching
of
the
this.
line
And
almost.
what they were talking about
They're on
is
the
concerned.
line.
It's the two reds behind. They know they're gone. And
Yes.
she's going to make
My
this
last
nose
one
hit. They know
fell
they're
here.
going to go. It's a question of where the yellow's going to go. Rachel was concerned it might freeze right there.
But
Mark thinks it squirts out, and what they're wondering about when they talk about squirt over, it's that stone on the edge of the 8-foot. They're
Close.
wondering if they can get it by that stone and perhaps get two.
Just
massive weight coming down here.
Let's see. Too high.
And I'll just hit it a little bit on the high side, and the shooter rolls farther than the yellow. It'll be a steal of one, and we're all tied up coming home.
Well, that comment of Mark over to
On the line
Jeff
the whole way.
Walker
Just float the
saying
whole
how
way.
they defense the power play by
Rotations.
getting a
Hit it on
steal
the
of
nose
one.
and it
Now
still
that
spun
has
off.
just come back to the absolute reverse. They went into the power play
back
and
one went sideways.
gave up a steal of one.
Doesn't look like what they were hoping for was there anyway. The angle that yellow came off, and granted it still had to roll a lot further, but it hits a little thinner if she hits that first one thicker. Hits thinner on the
I
red.
coulda
And
counted the
would spin
rotations,
harder, but I
but
think
I
it
didn't
still
count
comes
them.
into that one on the side.
But what a
Oh, wait, I think it's
fantastic
more
draw
than that.
by Chelsea Carey to
guys,
set up that situation. You
want
could
yours
not
back
have
there?
walked that rock down any better. Good judge by Colin on the sweep.
The reason all I do is carry the brooms on our team. They just tell me when to show up.
Just as they set up for this 8th end, we'll remind everyone that we'll be back for draw 8 at 11 a.m. Central Time, and we're going to get our first look at the McEwens. Mike and Dawn, and they will be playing against Sherry Just and
I think
Derek
I had to hit it a hair
Samodolski.
low.
Like, what do you have?
I think I had to hit it a hair low.
Nah, right on the nose. Right on the nose.
Room.
Still talking about
But I mean, it would have been maybe safer to hit it a hair low. Oh well.
Fine.
Yep.
We're not blessed for time here now. We have 3.5 minutes.
Let's throw this right away.
Whoa. Just hold
Intern.
on. Turn. Okay.
Chelsea brings her first one into the top of the 4-foot.
Good
behind
position,
cover.
so great back-to-back draws by
Light.
Chelsea.
Kicked out hard.
I still think light.
Okay, go ahead. Line's good. You got room. Line's good. It'll curl. Just go. Just go. Yep. Just go. Hard.
Whoa. Whoa, Rach. Whoa.
It's going to bounce off.
Just that inch or so bounce
Let it
gives
run.
room to do something with that stone. Colin's going to look to freeze to the inside of that.
Line's close.
Boy, if that stays on the corner, Colin probably has to throw just a couple
Yep,
feet
for
more
line.
weight to break the existing freeze, and it would have run the risk of poking his own into the open. This one's really curling on them. They're running the risk of the guard.
Go, go, go. Okay.
No, he's got good line coming by.
Yep, yep. Still gotta go. Still gotta go. Good call.
That's a great shot.
Don't mind just one more there.
Okay. Water.
That one wasn't my fault. You made yourself work for it. First one. Stay down. Just feel Line's good.
So Mark seems to have a
Where?
couple feet more weight than what
line.
Colin
Yep, hard
did.
then. Like make it curl. Make it curl. Make it curl hard. That's pretty good.
Just wiggles off the red, but
Really good.
leaves a
Set
good
up
angle
a
on the
great
two
angle,
reds.
didn't
Yeah.
it?
I don't think we have to move just for draw weight.
Yeah, yeah, but just unlock it. Like,
Just do a freeze. Just freeze a pocket.
Still
Yeah,
sliding
just,
good
nudge,
there.
just nudge it.
yeah, no, just
Sit right here and kick this forward, right just over.
Better than when I threw, you think?
Pretty similar weights.
I feel that same weight
Like
against
just
Teelan.
enough that I don't have to sweep it end to end.
Yeah.
Has to move the one red just a little bit because
were
right
you?
now the two
Same.
here reds are queued up into that
top
yellow
flower.
shot stone.
And we didn't sweep it top 12 in.
Yeah.
We tried to let it stop.
Yeah, the way those are
That
sitting,
weight's
you don't
probably
have to
just
be
fits
Mark
fine.
Nichols to make that yellow one go away.
Just in case I have to draw for T.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carey Tarasoff could make that one go away.
With the guard in your next.
Depends on where theirs is, but I like it.
Line's pretty good.
Colin's weight looks pretty nice.
Weight's good. It's there.
Oh,
Slow
no.
curl.
Straight, if anything. Straight, yep. 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 Hard. Hard, 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 hard,
This
hard,
one's
hard,
really
hard,
curling.
hard,
He's got to
right
get,
up, right up, right up, right up, right up,
got to
right
make
up, right up.
contact with that first red, and it's going to over curl it. Well,
It's control.
Yeah, I really feel the weight too.
Yeah.
On
Go
the
ahead,
one,
go
I thought
ahead,
it
draw.
break the
Red lock
existing
is fine.
freeze
Okay.
on the reds, so
But these should go
Mark's
right.
going to play it now. I think you might
Or
actually
at
kill
least
both
move.
of those
We
yellows
just
now.
want to stick that there.
Forget that other one's in a great spot.
Sit right there.
At least
worried
they'll
about
still
it touching the
have
floor
the
and
yellow in
spinning
the
right
8
through,
foot
though?
there.
No, I
Like-
think it'll hit them both.
The one that
Ooh.
Colin just threw.
Yeah, I think it touches the 4 first, though. I don't know if it touches the 2. Okay.
Any touch on that outside one.
We have to move them.
If I had put more weight, like it'd be perfect.
One of those situations where the stones are that close together, it's hard to know exactly how it's going to come off anyway. Mark thinking it might touch the one in front first and not touch the other one. If it drags it all off the
Think we
contact, it
wanna
may
roll
not
away.
it may not touch the top one at all.
Yeah.
Have to play it. You can't leave those two yellows
Yep.
lined up like
Hard.
that anyway.
Hard, all the way, hard. Really hard.
Does get moving,
Yeah.
both of them moving a
Sure.
little bit, but that maybe was their concern, is that in touching them both, it spins to the back of the forefoot,
So good right now.
leaves a pocket.
You ever do this? Brutal. or just straight this. Like hit and roll here.
Not good.
With firm or peel. If we make the double, that's okay?
Yep.
Because I want to leave both sides for you. You can't do anything with both, right? I'm thinking firm in about 3/4 and just try and dead roll here.
Yeah.
Double's not ideal because they make a double, right?
No, but it's the miss though. Like not
That really
far.
curled, eh?
So you're thinking like, I'm thinking like
Yeah,
there.
I think it's gonna do nothing.
0, yeah. So 2/3.
Yeah.
We have a timeout, so I'll throw mine.
Just firm.
Call
Yeah,
the
just
timeout
firm's
on your
good.
last.
So taking a play out of Homan Nichols' playbook from 4 ends ago, playing off of their own stone to get position, trying to roll to the button here.
Well, and kind of two things at play here that didn't really talk about it, but part of the reason that they're looking at playing in off that stone is so that they don't leave it for the opposition as well.
That's just it. You better play it because you know what their next shot's going to be. It's still there.
Well, they were looking for much thicker than that. Now
Okay.
Wiggles both
Good.
reds.
Try to make that.
Yeah.
That's really thin, hey?
Just tighten
That's
it.
That takes away their pocket. They are probably sitting shot right now, but
Don't peel. There.
Mark might be able to kill them both here.
It's a quarter, Rock.
Well as you know what Mark Nichols has said after his first one. He goes, "This isn't good." Well, Colin just sort of returned the favor.
Yeah, that was,
On that
not the
one.
miss on that one.
They needed that back pocket. I think Rachel and Mark are breathing a lot easier right now.
Well, and as I said, part of the discussion going into that shot was that Mark and Rachel couldn't do anything with both of these yellows. Well, as soon as you move the pocket, well, now they can.
Got it?
Oh, and just misses the second
Oh,
stone.
look out in that one. Oh boy, oh boy.
Out there.
Nope.
Sure. With everything.
I wouldn't have put it there because that's just if they ever need that in off. I think it was going back to the back corner, but
Yeah. It's rough.
Just got a nose. Or a draw to the full
to watch the
force
rock
win.
coming in off.
Queued up the wrong replay there. Here
You
we
ever
go.
throw the tap and you cross it is really good, isn't it?
My shot? Yeah.
Oh no, because this one's gonna be shot, right?
We're gonna,
So you gotta tap it
we're gonna
dead,
call
right?
our last timeout after they throw. Yeah.
Maybe just
You
a
can see
little
what's
bit
going
farther
back,
but
into the 12 foot there behind the tee line.
Yeah.
If you get to an inch inside nose, it
Oh,
might
I
not be
can't
there.
believe that didn't touch it.
Me too.
They'll just have a clean pick or draw.
Just needed someone to clean it at the end. Draw with the intern to here too, but I don't know if that's better either.
It's pretty good. Just gotta be right there, or else it's pretty easy.
Even if you're there, it's not terrible, right? She has that, but she's gonna have a shot.
We want her playing that.
She's gonna have a shot no matter what, though, right? Like if you're, I mean, you play to make it.
Would you like the intern draw top button? Full
Yeah,
button, full top
but
button.
the miss is short, is all I'm saying.
I just think you might tee it up real easy. They might just have a half rock.
Well, you might tee it up real easy on this side too, right?
Good,
I
yeah.
think either way, that's a risk.
Okay. Well, which
I
one do you
don't-
feel more comfortable throwing?
Well,
I think the
we
best
know the
result is
outturn.
if you outturn, cross it an inch. You might
Okay,
not have the
we know
rock.
the outturn better, so I'm okay with that.
I like the out. Go for nose, and if we just cross it,
Yeah.
is real good.
We don't have to move very far, though, eh?
Well,
Because
Chelsea
it's already
shot.
put the
Tee
saving
line
shot
up.
in
Finish
there in the
hard,
7th
make it
end
drop.
and needs to do it again here in the 8th.
She's got back to go.
they looked
Yeah,
at the
well, if you
intern
play this,
draw.
if
I
it's just
think
short
the
of it,
concern there was
yeah.
they were going to leave some kind of a double. They're going to play the tap.
Edge of
Now
eight,
they'll only be
that's-
sitting one with the tap. That's the only thing about it.
Do you think edge of
But
eight?
if they could get just across
inside
the
out
nose,
plate,
they can
yeah.
kind of Christmas
Inside out
tree
plate,
it, and
Speed's
the
the same
side
and
that they'd
everything?
leave exposed would jam onto the red at the back.
The weight's there right now. Weight's good.
Mine's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Curl. Needs to curl.
Really wants to get just across the face
Hard.
on this. Starting to come.
Hard,
There we
hard,
go.
hard,
Just
hard,
made a
hard.
move right there.
Good shot.
Nicely done.
Well, the jam would
A little more curl.
still
Just go
steal.
into that.
I didn't want to hammer and kill the way I thought it would. I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Mark
pretty good.
thinking that the double might come into that side red, and then it'd be tough to say
Whatever you like.
who'd
If
be
you like
shot.
the
Depends
double,
on whether
I'm
it
fine
comes dead into it or spins a little
Just want to
bit.
make it and have a jam.
Yeah. I think you make the draw.
Okay. Middle at 12. What I've been throwing.
Yeah.
Well, and for Chelsea and Colin, if you force them to draw to the button, that's the best you could do.
Certainly couldn't afford to bump it too much more, or else it would start to open up an opportunity on the in-turn to have a little bit of backing.
Well, or the double. Like, they're concerned with the double right now as it comes straight into the one on the side and would still be shot. If it moves back another 6 inches, there's no chance it's coming into the side when it goes behind it.
That was the rock that was impacted by the rebound, and it's amazing how that all comes back to come into play. But I think
so. Rachel Homan with her final stone here, needing a piece of the button to pick up the victory, move to 4-0.
Well, she's had great draw weight in this game.
Everything. Line's good.
But this is different now. This one's for the win, not just the setup.
Line's perfect. Hard line a bit. Hard line. Really hard line.
Yeah, the problem on this in-turn side has been more to do with the line than the weight.
Okay.
They've had a few stones over curl, but this one looks nice coming in.
It needs to stop in a hurry here.
Beauty.
That rotation will hold the speed, but does stop for a good piece of the back button. Picks up her single point. Rachel Homan and Mark Nichols will take the 6-5 victory, and they move to 4-0.
Well done.
Wasn't sure it was going to snap.
No, it's beauty.
And we'll turn our attention right next door to sheet 4. They're just finishing up.
The Nova Scotia crew of Jennifer Baxter and Mark Dacey holding a
They're 4 points up,
four-point lead, but
coming home, but they're not guaranteed to win this game. Mark with his last stone needs to make a good one. This looks like a lot of weight coming down and a lot of line yet. Well, he feathered it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There may still be a shot for 4 there. Yeah, that might be the shot. If you can see a red stone on the edge of the button, or the yellow one, pardon me. Smash it, the 2 reds go. You lose the shooter, but...
because Mark did take away the outturn, it looks like.
Yeah, you could play the outturn. You'd attempt the outturn double on the reds. The problem is you're going to lose the shooter, and the first red stone's going to come back and kill the back one.
His little feather took over, I believe, took away anything straight back.
Yep.
On the yellows. This one a little bit more precise now for our PEI winners.
Well, I don't even think he has to hit what he can see. He can probably hit it thinner than that. The concern would be whether or not it's going to drag and clip the back one, because you know you're losing your shooter.
Well, there really aren't a lot of options here.
No.
This is your only shot.
Well, unless the nose hit on the yellow still clips the... You'll lose the middle yellow, but if you still clip the red, it might go. Still, to even have a shot with your last one when you're 4 down coming home. Only in mixed doubles, you say.
Well, and 6 possible rocks, and there's still another yellow one in the back 12 foot there. Wasn't watching too much of this game. I did see Jen attempt one peel, and it didn't quite work out.
Well, first of all, he's got to try to hit that stone thin enough to get the 2 reds moving, and then the question will be, does it drag enough to clip the back one? Well, it doesn't get by the first one, so we won't find out. Does manage to pick up 2, but that won't be enough.
But still nerve-wracking, up 4 and only 6 rocks to play with, and you're hoping that you're not going to the extra end.
So Mark Dacey, Jennifer Baxter picking up the victory there. And looks to be just the 1 game left on sheet 7.
That's our Yukon crew playing the Northern Ontario team.
And another game with a big lead coming home, but by no means certain that it's gonna hold up.
So Yellow Rocks are the Northern Ontario folks, and this is Last Rock. Looks like a
And if the
double attempt for 4 points.
she's down 4 coming home, and if the double clears that red at the back of the button, or pardon me, clears the yellow at the back of the button, this could be a double for 4.
Megan St. Amand with the throw here. That was Chris Kloboda in the house.
Needs the double first, then needs it to clear the back stone. Hits it on the outside, jams, and rolls away, so the Yukon team, Bob and Jody Smallwood, will pick up their first victory.
Puts them at 1-3 and drops the Northern Ontario crew to 1-3.
And definitely we know 3 losses is the most you can afford. We'll quickly recap all of the scores here in the morning draw. On sheet 1, John Epping and Lisa Weigel had a bit of a lead early, but gave up 4 in the 6th end, and Stephanie Lott and Steve Laycock come away with the victory there. That drops Epping and Weigel to 3-1, and Lawton and Laycock moving to 2-2, keeping themselves alive. Jocelyn Peterman and Brett Gallant continue to roll along there at 4-0 now after a 10-3 victory over Jalen and Jim Cotter. Jesse Kaufman and Brock Virtue, a 10-1 victory over Team Northwest Territories, Laura Brown and Nick Kaiser. You saw the last shot there, Jennifer Baxter and Mark Dacey picking up the 7-5 victory over Sabrina Smith and Kyle Holland. Our feature game, Rachel Homan and Mark Nichols with a 6-5 victory over Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson. On sheet 6, it was Laura Crocker and Jeff Walker. They also moved to 4-0 with a 7-4 victory over Ashley Quick and Mike Armstrong. Bob and Jody Smallwood, you saw it just finishing with what goes into the books as a 9-5 victory over Megan St. Amand and Chris Kloboda. And the Murphys, Hugh and Janet, 9-2 victories over Sean and Katie Cottrell on sheet 8. And that concludes draw 7. We will be back for draw 8 at 11 a.m. And again, we'll be featuring the McEwens, Don and Mike, against Sherry Just and Derek Samagulski. Please join us